Hello everybody, welcome to the video, and today I'm going to be showing you how you can use the new improved version 4 of the VFX Photon Effects plugin. I forgot to make a video on the third version, but this one includes a lot more stuff in it, and as always, this plugin works for NeoForge 1.1.1 and Minecraft Forge version 1.20.1. So if you haven't already, make sure that you install the plugin. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we are in the workspace on MCreator. I'm going to be using NeoForge 1.21.1. What you got to make sure that you do first is go up here to the workspace settings, click on that, go to external APIs, and then enable Photon. And then once you click Save Changes, yes, refactor workspace. And then you should see this little thing pop up over here, Photon menu. I'm going to go over that as soon as it's done loading. Alright, it is done loading, so we can go ahead and close the output window over here. So you're now able to import effects through MCreator, and you're able to delete, export, and move different files, create folders for organized. So if I do an example, I could create a folder to be able to save effects projects or textures or MBTs and all that. So let's go ahead, guys, and click play and open up Minecraft so that way we can start working on the effects. Okay, so here we are in Minecraft. So what you want to go ahead and do, click on slash and then type in Photon and then do editor. And then once it opens up, mine opened up to this, but I already played around with the Photon menu. But what you want to do, if you want to have this menu, go ahead and go to view, window size, and mine's on 2 if you want the one that I have. What you also want to do is do file, settings, click the drop down menu, and then do behavior, and then should close on escape. Enable that way you can just quickly get out. So let's go ahead and create an effects project. So file, new effects project, and then you should see this grid. Hold right click WASD to move around, E to move up, Q to move down. So let's go ahead and do an example. Okay, so what you want to do is click on root, click right click, new, and then do whatever effect you want. I'm going to do particle emitter just for simplicity. For the effect that I'm going to do, I might do an explosion or like firework or something. I don't know, but what I'm going to do is, since I want an explosion, I need to change it to be a circle so that way it goes outwards. So click on particle emitter and then scroll down. I'm going to do shape, so that way I can change the shape of it and do sphere. And then so now everything is going outwards. And since I want an explosion, I want everything like just burst all at once, not have everything just gradually go out. So I need to go to emission. This affects the rate of like how many are being made at once. But I'm going to change this to 0, so that way none are being emitted. And I'm going to do bursts. Click the plus icon, and then for time, just keep it 0. And then for the count, I'm going to do 200. Let's try 200. And then restart. And there you go. You see that. If you look here, there's this big circle. It's not emitting all in like one tiny spot. So I can change the radius of the sphere. So maybe down to like 0.1. And then there we go. That is what I want. And what I'm going to do is maybe have a little bit of physics. And then it has collision. Maybe when collided, that's whenever it'll go away. So let's add a little bit of gravity. I don't want too much gravity, so I'm going to do 0.05. Let's try that. There we go. It's a little slow. It looks like it's in slow motion, so I want to make it go faster. So scroll up and then do start speed. This is basically the speed of the effects themselves. Physics stay the same. I want to add a little bit of the trail like what I did last time. So let's add a little bit of trail. And that looks pretty good. I like that. It looks really neat. And one thing I want to showcase is noise. If you use noise, you can add a little bit of variety. Like you can make effects shake, as what you see right now with that effect. But you can also change the frequency to be, maybe I'm going to do, let's try 10. Oh, and now you can definitely tell that they are shaking. So I guess what we can do now is scroll down and then change the color. So let's find the color over lifetime. Now let's play it, and it's changing colors. Looks pretty cool if you ask me. And then, so what I'm going to do is size over lifetime. I'm going to make it real big at first, and then it goes to 0. So I'm going to change from 1 to 2 and scale up here. And then let's see how this looks. Alright, if you ask me, that looks pretty gosh darn cool. So now that we are done with the effect, let's go and save it. So File, Save As, do Assets. You could do Effects Project, but what I'm going to do to showcase the folder creation. So let's go back to MCreator and then click on the Photon menu and then do Create Folder. And then make sure that Effects Project is saved. So do OK. And then folder name, I want to name it Epic Folder. I'm just going to name it that. Success, press OK. Go back to Minecraft. And then, oh, there's the folder. So I can click on that and then name this to Firework Project. Now, one thing I gotta mention, make sure that whenever you're naming things that they are lowercase. Otherwise, it will cause errors, and also the effect just won't be able to load up or work. So make sure that's lowercase. So do confirm, and let's do File, Export, Export Effects, do Effects Folder, and then name this Firework Effects. So confirm, do File, Exit, and let's try out and see what the effect looks like in game before we load it up for MCreator. So do / Photon, and then space effects, Photon Fireworks effect, and let's do Entity, and then me. And it's going on my head, but looks pretty cool if you ask me. So let's see what it looks like. And look, they're fireworks. So yes, so now we know that the effect works. So let's go ahead and put it into MCreator, shall we? Okay, we are back in MCreator. So let's go ahead and we can close out of this. We don't need that. All right, so what I'm thinking is, how about we have a block that gets placed, and how about it would make fireworks appear in the sky? So let's do plus, and then let's make a custom block. So press B, or if you find the block, click on it. And let's name it Firework Block. Alright, so now let's go ahead and do triggers. On block, right clicked, create procedure, and then let's do photon, server, summon, block, and then do server side summon photon particle. And then do firework effects. So see, this time you don't have to enter the name, you can just select it from a list. That's what's really awesome. All right, so now let's go ahead and change Y to be 10. So let's do math, do this, and then do 10. So now what we can go ahead and do is do save model element, and then we're done with that. So let's do save the block, and then let's try it out in the game and see if the effect loads. Okay, we are back in the game, and it is still nighttime. Yes, let's do give @S, and then press the up arrow, and then there's our firework block. So if I do that, press right click, there it is. There is the firework. It is very high up. So yes, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.